it. Yo, you gotta mute yourself.
Electric elevator music just put me right in the mood. That was perfect.
Big
Needed
time.
that. Did you pick that out yourself?
No, it's just like the preset ones I got here. Can only do so much with no copyright.
Is that true? You're not supposed to be playing bangers on here?
Yeah, you can't do like. Pretty sure like you put like a full song or something, it'll get taken down pretty quickly.
Wow. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Also learned that the Orioles are literally the providence of MLB.
They are, especially Jordan Lyles.
Ridiculous. I mean, the dude put up a fucking masterclass last night. Dominant. Absolutely dominant. His off speed was disgusting. It looked great. He looked great.
Yeah. Charge that one.
Give me a break, dude. And yeah, you guys want me to talk up the Nats right now? That's why I don't bet this team. That's why they're banned. How about them apples? welcome to the fucking party. This team finds ways to lose. I tweeted out, I said, Josiah Gray is like the fucking dude from your high school that was pretty cool, but then you show up to prom and he's got no date, and you're like, what the fuck? And it turns out he was just too nervous to ask any girls on a date. The dude gets you hear Josiah Gray said one time on the internet or just on MLB Network, and the dude's gonna have his worst start in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. He hears the noise. How is he this awful at home? John, I don't know, but this is a serious issue because half of his games he's going to pitch are going to be at home, and that's a real problem. I don't know how he's this bad, to be honest with you. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense. Like, I understand Nats Park is a little bit of a hitter's park. It's a little more hitter friendly than I think most people know. Like from Nats Twitter, it's the vibes are that it's relatively hitter friendly, but nothing crazy. I'd say it's probably like in the 10 to 15 range of most hitter friendly ballpark. Nothing crazy. Yeah. The dude just, when he gets up on that mound, he just gets lit up. I don't know what it is. Maybe they need to put in a new mound for him. Maybe he needs to move apartments. I don't know. Something's got to change. They could still come back and win this game, by the way.
They could. Very well.
They won't, but they could.
They could. It's possible.
They're not going to, though.
I mean, it is. I know the Nats are not a great baseball team, but it is still Chris Flexen at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, you never know with that offense. You never know.
Yeah. It takes a blast when it's a new game.
Yeah, maybe Soto can stay locked in. He's been doing well recently. Can we get a score check on that game? Is it still 3-out? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I mean, Eugenio Suarez. Talk about the craziest fit maybe in baseball with the one earring and with the Ken Griffey earring and the skunk hair. Dude's he's just an animal. He's built different. He thinks he's a skunk. Goes up there, hits a bomb. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, the card today is gross. Nelson Cruz did just turn 42. Yeah, he needs to hang it up. He will be on a different team in a couple weeks. That's pretty much the lock of the eon. He's going to be on a new team. Someone's going to take him for I mean, we were talking about getting a top 100 prospect for Josh Bell. I'm pretty confident that we'll probably get a top 1,000 prospect for Nelson Cruz. We're not getting shit. We're not getting shit for that guy. He's a fossil. Absolute fossil. Yeah, Jabron Buckets, the Blue Jays fired their manager. Yeah, they did. I mean, they talk about one of the most inconsistent up and down teams this season. They're up there. I mean, they'll go on a crazy 2-week bender and then they'll go on a crazy 2-week losing bender. It's ridiculous. Ups and downs. I put that on the coaching. It's not really shocking. We heard the rumors all week, right? I'd say it's probably the least shocking thing of the week.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you're looking at a team that's currently, like, if the season ended today, they're in the playoffs too. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy? Fucking Birdland. Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 9 in a row, man. 9 in a row. Are they going to win every game the rest of the year? Are they going to win the World Series? What's going on here? Magic.
Not winning today, but
magic. They're not winning today? Are we doubling down? Martingale strategy?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the strategy of just, fading them because the line's weird or because they're eventually going to lose. Like, Justin Steele is really, really good. That's also true. That's probably
Jacob has been listening. Yes, he's been learning.
Yeah.
Jacob's got his notebook out. He's been taking notes. Yes, Jacob. Good.
You like that. Absolutely like that. I mean, I feel like you'd probably be on the Jays anyway.
Yeah. No, the Jays are looking juiced. I mean, wheels are falling off the Zach Wheeler wagon here. Give me Ross Stripling, is it Stripling or Stripling? Does it even matter? Does anyone care? Stripling, whatever. Tomato. The dude's been great this year. Why does nobody fuck with this guy? Is he like the Patrick of MLB?
Like he was good for a while, and then he went and got blown up by the Rays. Like, he can come out and have a blow up start at any point. But I mean, that line to me, like, Wheeler had 2 bad starts, but he's also had 14 straight scoreless innings, and he's an underdog against the Blue Jays. with Ross Stripling on the mound.
Freak.
Yeah.
Freak. And yeah, that line is also a freak. That line is freaky. Give me the Blue Jays. System play. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball, fucking golf. Somebody fires their caddy, you take them in the next tournament. It's that simple, guys. You fire someone, you bet them the next tournament, the next game, whatever. That's how it goes. Everyone's going to be betting the Phillies today. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Blue Jays have no coach. Well, if the Blue Jays manager was that bad to get fired, I don't really think it's going to be that big of a hit. How about that? I don't think it's going to fucking matter.
Yeah.
That team is so young. They need an old they need like a Buck Showalter to come in there and just lay down the law, say this is what we're doing, this is what we're following, no fucking around. You guys are all kids. You're awesome at baseball, very talented, but I'm coming in and I'm changing shit around. That's what they need. They need an old season. Maybe LaRusso, when he gets fired, he can go there, you know?
Yeah, that might not work, but they need like a I don't know. I think they need like an out of the box hire. Personally, I think they need a serious like Hall of Fame player, somebody to come in who's been there and has the pedigree and can get through to that clubhouse, because I think that's what they need, especially with Vladdy and Bichette being children of Hall of Famers. I think that would be what would really get through to that clubhouse. They need like a perfect balance between a player's coach and a guy who's just going to lay it down and tell them that it's what it is. So if they can find that somehow, some way, they're going to be definitely going places come playoff time.
Yeah. That team is too good to be rotting away at 46 and 42. Too talented. Yeah. Maybe Vladdy. Maybe OG Vladdy Sr. will come in and coach.
That would be insane.
That'd be weird. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Maybe Biggio. Maybe that would make more sense. I don't know. I don't know what the hell Vladdy Sr. is doing these days. I know he was fucking around in like independent ball and like minor leagues like a couple years ago, just hitting nukes, just fucking around. Him and Manny Ramirez just traveling around, playing in weird leagues. Manny Ramirez, we need to talk about his journey more. That guy's one of the weirdest dudes.
Yeah, 100%.
In all of MLB history. I mean, there's a great YouTube video about it, just like everything about that guy and like what he's been doing since he's, left MLB. Dude's a fucking weirdo, and he just travels around. I forget if he's playing in Japan. He's not playing in the KBO. I know that, but he's playing in some sort of relatively competitive league somewhere, and hits nukes. He hired some like random dude off the street that like critiqued his swing one time, and he hit a home run the next game, and then he hired him as his personal hitting coach. Who the hell does that?
That's hilarious.
That's Manny Ramirez for you.
Yep, that's what that guy does.
Man, Cam's saying maybe we should stop having the old boomers.
Yeah, that's what I think. You got to find the balance, because I think to some degree, like a complete player's coach is not going to work for that team either. Mm-hmm. So you got to find the balance. I mean, a lot of teams have to find that balance, but I think particularly with such a young team, you really got to find that balance. Because I like going with a super players coach reminds me about like what Steve Nash is doing or not doing as far as the Nets go. That guy cannot coach for anything. Not that it's
Steve Nash, but you know what? I will say I'm no NBA pro. You know that.
Yeah.
But I will say Jason Kidd got chirped like this. Maybe not as bad, but Jason Kidd got chirped a fuck ton his first couple of years. And people were calling him a terrible coach. And now people are jerking him off. They're saying he's one of the best coaches. So give him some time. It's Steve Nash. I mean, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. It doesn't look great right now. It looks like he's spending more time making weird-ass dancing TikToks with his wife than he is getting ready to recruit or coach the team. But give him some time, because we've seen this movie before. We literally just saw it with Jason Kidd. And now people are saying he's like one of the best young coaches in the NBA. So people are quick to turn around when results shift. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to give the guy another year, maybe, before I start roasting him. But those TikToks are bad luck.
Yeah, 100%.
Bad luck. Where's Ichiro Suzuki? That's a good question. I know he was hired as some sort of exec or something for the Mariners at some point. So almost like consultants. I don't even know. I don't even know if those guys do anything. I feel like a lot of these players who spend like their whole career on one team, after they retire, they get hired as like I don't know, some sort of like consultant or executive to the team. I don't know if they even do anything. Like Gerardo Parra, he retired and everyone acted like fucking David Ortiz just retired. The whole thing was just ridiculous, and it made a big deal out of it that he got hired by the Nats to be some sort of like executive to the front office. I don't even know if he's doing anything or if they're just throwing him some beans to be around the clubhouse. I don't know. I mean, Jason Varitek, though, like that's an old player who's the bench coach / offensive game plan coordinator or some shit like that. He's got like the weirdest title of all time, but he's warming up the pitcher when the catcher's not ready in between innings. He's the first one to greet the team at the top of the fucking dugout when they're coming in to hit. He's taking notes. They showed him, they were gassing him up on Sunday Night Baseball or one of those games from the Yankee series. He was grinding, absolutely grinding. I love Varitek, the captain. Growing up as a fat catcher, growing up in youth, he was like my favorite player. Seeing him get in fights with A-Rod, you kidding me?
Yeah.
The last captain in baseball. I don't know why they took that away. Another weird rule for baseball. No more captains. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's solving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just do a lot of things that are just useless. They focus on the wrong things. I feel like that's well established at this point, but yeah, they need to figure it out.
Ring the alarm. DeGen, he's hip. System play coming in hot tonight. System play. He knows. My God, Matt. Looking like a CEO. Sure. You want to talk about some of these day games? I know people are chomping at the bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Nats live?
Maybe. Let's just maybe.
I think everyone should just join me on my journey. Honestly, I'm more than happy to welcome people onto my ship of not betting this team anymore, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the lines are. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Let's fucking go, dude. Oh, whoa.
Big time.
We got a DeGen kid popping out. Let's go.
New father. We love that.
Holy smokes. Ask him if he's got a lock.
Yeah.
Give him like both your fingers or something and tell him like fucking Nats, Seattle, and whatever hand he squeezes first. Let us know. Okay. I need to know the baby lock because he was just talking closest to God. You kidding me? That dude knows all the answers.
Yeah.
He could communicate to you somehow a lock for today. Please let me know. Please. Damn, that's awesome, man. Holy shit. I need a LED crab logo behind me on the wall. That'd be sick.
That would be super sick.
That'd be pretty cool. Like a fucking moving crab that has like the fucking claws.
Yeah.
Or maybe a crab that's like lifting weights or something, you know? Or a crab with like a bunch of like female crabs around it. I don't know. Maybe I can get some draw-ups, some concepts going.
Yeah. That would be fire.
His first words are just Blue Jays ML. Oh, man. Such a geek, dude. Such a geek. The Mets are up in that game. That series makes no fucking sense. I think the Braves are going to win the NL.
Yeah.
I really do. I think the Braves are going to win the NL. I don't know if they're going to beat the Yankees, but I'm starting to think they're going to take down the Dodgers at this point. There's just something about this team. There's something about them.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah. All right. My man said he'll see what he can get from him. Good. Perfect. Doing the Lord's work. A crab holding a bat and a bottle of milk on top. A rack on the backs. That's a lot of stuff going on, man. Let me see if I can hit up some sort of artiste or designer for that one.
Yeah.
God, the Braves are so good, dudes. They came back last night when, Peterson was starting for the Mets, and he looked great, and then he came out, and they absolutely lit up their bullpen.
Yep.
Again, guys, it's the Mets. Like, the Mets will Met. The Braves have been a good team for the past 10 years. The Mets are the Mets. You know what I mean? They find ways to lose. They find ways to fuck up every single year.
Yeah, well, It's possible, definitely possible. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks with the trade deadline. It'll be pretty interesting, especially with them because I feel like they can go a lot of different directions. So I'm interested to see what they do. But
Who do you think the Yankees are going to go out and get? Are they going to go out and get another arm? Are they going to stay put because their team is like perfect and fine right now? There's no way they stay put.
no, they're not going to stay put. The problem is like they don't have a real like screaming at you need. It's just like they have weaknesses they can address. Like, I mean, they can go out and get a pitcher. They can go out and get an outfielder to replace, Gallo because they're looking to ship him. Like, I mean,
Who the hell
they
wants
can
that?
do a lot of things. I feel like they're obviously going to be on the short list for a Castillo, a Montas, whatever top arm they feel like they want to go out and get. They'll be on the short list for Benintendi. We've seen that in the news rumors lately. I mean, Ian Happ too. His name's been circulating. It's literally whatever. I have no clue what they're going to do because they can really do anything.
Soto with 2 on, 2 outs. Is this true?
This is true.
I got to pull this up real quick, then.
Yeah.
Come on.
We can talk about
What were you going to say?
We can talk about this Brewers Twins game that's coming up in like 20 minutes.
Definitely.
I'm down.
I'm so pissed, dude. So the Nats game last night gets canceled, whatever, yada yada yada. And Soto is up with first and second 2 outs. Let's see if he can do something here against Flexen. I was so bummed. I was like, damn, they're about to have a doubleheader today. I'm going to go to the second game, Josiah Gray versus Flexen. They'll probably, oh my God, Soto just hit a 4-foot grounder. I was like, damn, I'll go to the night game. This will be lit. I'll get to see Josiah Gray and Flexen. Literally, I couldn't go last night. I was like, I can go tonight. And then they pitched them in the first game. I don't understand it. Why would they not want the better arms to go in the night game and people can watch and go to the game? I don't get it. Damn, Soto just choked. All right, let's talk about these day games. Real quick, guys, go to @thegameday on social media. Give them a follow. They'll have some good content for the All-Star game for sure. And then go over to thegameday.com and see if there's any sportsbook promos in your area. They'll take care of you guys. Okay? Let's dive into these games coming up. The people need winners.
Yeah.
Anything sticking out to you?
I like the Brewers. I think I'm probably more locked into. I was on the Capwise show earlier, so we got to look at props for the book there.
Okay.
I took Willy Adames, the 3+ little hits, runs, RBI combo, because he, like I've said it a million times, that guy mashes sliders, especially against righties. And, it's scary going up against Joe Ryan, but not lately. If you've been watching the guy, he's been, pitching well, but I know Peter's told me the same thing, and I think he had it in his write-up today too. I was reading it. His velocity has been down in his last couple starts, which is scary, especially for a guy like that. So wouldn't be shocked if we're seeing a little IL stint from him soon, and wouldn't be shocked if the Brewers touch him up a little bit today. But yeah, the thing with the sliders, Willy Adames, like that guy, he has a 9-run value against sliders. And he sees most of them from the right-handed side. Slugs 725 versus sliders from right-handed pitchers. 8 of his 18 home runs off of that pitch. And I just think it's a really good spot for him and the rest of the Brewers offense, honestly. They also, as far as the Brewers as a side go, Yelich got announced out of the lineup and the line didn't budge. And there was already, I think, 70% of the money on the Twins to begin with. So,
yeah, that stuff is starting to worry me a little bit because I think the books might just know earlier and they might already factor this shit in.
Well, I mean, regardless, I think there's still all the money on the Twins and the line hasn't moved either.
Yeah. Are you able to trust Ashby here? Are you okay with backing Ashby?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a lot better than his numbers indicate, I think. And I think now is the time where he kind of starts to come a little back down to normal. Same with Joe Ryan, though. He's been a lot worse than his numbers indicate. He's been allowing the most hard contact than he has all year. So I think that starts to even out as well. Especially like I think he's eventually coming up soon. You're going to get put on the IL. So he's going to have one of these starts where he's really, really going to get blown up.
And you think he's playing hurt?
Yeah, I mean his velocity's been down a lot these last
Damn.
couple starts, so it's coming
People
up soon.
I'm with you. Joe Ryan has been dog water recently. Started out the season great, and honestly, respect to him. Like, he's a rookie. Nobody talks about this guy at all. He's had overall a great year. You know, recency bias, we've seen him really struggle, but he's been great this season overall. I'm with you though. This is a good spot to fade a dude who people are starting to get hip to, who hasn't been playing that well recently, against Ashby, who people like to fade. He doesn't have great numbers on the surface level, but like you say, he's been pitching better recently. I like it. We just got to back the Brewers offense to score runs, which I just hate in general, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. Mariners nuke another one. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus. Winker. Bro, this team, and they're getting overshadowed by the Orioles because the Orioles are fun and even more random than the Mariners, but the Mariners are doing the same exact
better
thing.
team. Yeah,
They're doing the same exact thing, but their team is significantly better. Their roster's better. They have more money. The real team, the sleeper that's come out of nowhere to make a move here is obviously Seattle, which isn't that crazy to take. I mean, people were kind of gassing them up before the season, but they're the ones we should be really talking about, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've, done it against a couple of better teams too. Not that the Blue Jays and Padres have been playing particularly well recently, but they're still teams with a good amount of talent, and they're definitely not, the Angels and all the other teams that the Orioles have played either. So,
Trent wants to know, what was the Adames prop you were talking about?
I mean, it was really for the books because it was, what I had to do on cap wise. So it was like the hits, runs, RBI combo. He doesn't have a total basis prop on Prize Picks, which I really would have loved. So I mean, if you want to take the runs on RBI, that's cool too. I'm just
no sneaking up.
You know what? I can talk about stuff that I like really, really do love though, and I hate to say it, but it's pretty much every Yankee total base on the board against Mike Minor. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. I mean, they're going up against Mike Minor, which that guy, it's square. I get it. The props can hit and the Reds can win though. That's the thing.
Like, Reds are not winning shit today.
Yeah, I know that. Realistically, I know that. But I
what
think
last night though. But continue.
No, that was great. Great. But yeah, I think I'm not going to come up here and say Judge, even though that's probably hitting. But Stanton, Glaber, and LeMahieu are also up there. I would probably go with Glaber just because that guy absolutely mashes breaking balls from the left side, which he's going to see a good amount from Mike Minor. It's a lot of extra base hits for his lefties too. So that would probably be my pick, but I don't think you can go wrong with pretty much anybody.
Don't tell me Adam Frazier just hit a home run.
I just let Adam Frazier go yard off of him, dude. That's
if you give up a home run to Adam Frazier, you got to look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah,
you got to have a serious talk with yourself because I mean, dude, Adam Frazier has been about as useful as a sack of potatoes over the last 2 years, and he's about 4 feet tall. And he's got about as much power as that dude's baby who was just born. Congrats again, my man. Let me know if you hear about the locks. I'm still waiting. I'll give you some time though. Obviously, it's a good moment for you and the fam, but let me know what the lock is. Don't hog it. Don't be selfish. This is bad. Josiah Gray, man. Oh, just when you think he's starting to put some sort of consistency together, just right down the drain.
Yeah, I genuinely wonder if that guy has any value on the trade market just because of how good he is on the road. I wonder how teams view that.
I don't think because I think his ceiling is so high. And his results have been so mixed. I don't think it's a smart move for the Nats to move him. I really don't.
At some point, like if he can't figure out how to pitch in Nats Park, what are they going to do?
I don't know. We need to look in and see if there's ever been guys in the past who have been this bad. Yeah. Okay, good. The baby flipped off the Yankees. Yes. Okay, I'm starting to really like this kid. It's good. He's going to be a good one. He's going to be a good one. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't have any leans, but he flicked off the Yankees. Sure.
Start him off right.
Oh man. All right. I'm assuming. I mean, Trent and Co are all on Josiah Gray's Ks. I'm assuming. I think he's at least getting his Ks. He's got 5. Golly, was it 4.5? Was that what his prop closed at, or are we celebrating the push
I think
again?
it was on 5, and he
We're
just got
celebrating
6.
the push again. Yeah. Okay.
Did he just get 5, or did he just get 6?
I think he's got 5, but let me know.
Yeah, he got 6.
He got 6.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fuck yeah, good shit, boys. I'm glad he could come through for the team. It makes me happy when people hit bets that are Nats related. It's very rare too. It's very rare.
Very.
Okay, there is another day game we could talk about, and in about 30 minutes, guys, Dead Press Picks is about to come on here. We're about to shoot the shit, talk some baseball. Dude's a legend, Twitter gambling legend. So super stoked to have him on here. Hasn't come on here yet. Really excited. Let's talk about the Tigers, Kansas City. Call the number 1, number 2. Can we say that Tyler Skubal is bad yet? Can we say it? Are we allowed to say it or no? Or are people going to get upset?
Not yet. I mean, this game is gross. Like, even if he comes out and pitches like he's been pitching, I don't know if he's going to get too hurt by it against this lineup. Like, the Royals have been hitting left-handed pitching at home pretty well as of the last couple of weeks, but this is now a lineup without Whit Merrifield for one. They're also trotting out 5 lefties today, so I don't know how well that's really going to work.
What?
Yeah.
Is it because people are hurt? Why are we treading out 5 lefties against a lefty?
I mean, it's partially because people are hurt, yeah, but I really don't know what their plan is. I know Melendez hitting leadoff is just because that guy has been hitting really well as of recently.
I fucking love Melendez. That's my guy.
Yeah. Same with Vinny P. But I don't know. I don't really know what their plan is here. I don't really think it's going to work either. But that's just me. I'm not betting this game either. It's a call the number game. Leave it be.
It's a call the number game, but there's a real starter in it. So I don't know if you can call the number. If you call the number, you might get put on hold because it's not that gross of a game.
It's not that gross. It's just there's not that the board is great today, but even so, I think there's better games to bet.
You should still call the number, but I'm saying you might not get put. You might not be first customer up.
Yeah, get on the waiting list.
You might be on the wait list. You might get a call back. He did pitch against Screwball. Did pitch against the Royals 2 starts ago, and he got lit up.
Yeah, that was a little different of a lineup. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and I actually like to fade past outcomes. I mean, shocking, right? I like to fade the past outcomes. So I don't hate Scoobs at plus money today. I mean, Brady Singer's useless.
Never know what you're going to get from that guy.
I'm looking up his stats to see if he's pitched against them recently. This whole Royals rotation is just hilarious. It's hilarious.
It really is. Just can't get a read on any of these guys. They just pick and choose when to be lights out.
Yeah, my guy Noah said Melendez hit a nuke off of him at perfect game in Atlanta. That's a geek.
It's hilarious.
That's nuts. I mean, Brady Singer's been pitching a lot better recently.
He has.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's a game with 2 arms that if you can tell me if you could tell me how these arms are going to perform today, you either have a time machine or some sort of voodoo magic. Because there's no way we can fucking predict how Scooby and Singer are about to pitch today. You just can't.
Yeah. I mean, Singer also has not faced a good offense in over a month, which is why I just don't really know how to value that guy. So it's weird. I don't know. But we'll talk about a little better of a game than that, I guess.
Please.
Curious to think, or I guess this isn't a day game, but I'm curious to see what you think about the Cubs again today.
Dude, it makes too much sense for the Cubs today. Jordan Steele has been great. Justin Steele, sorry. He's been great. I mean, the Orioles' offense against lefties is kind of meh, right? But, I mean, am I going to be on the Cubs today? Maybe, but I liked the matchup yesterday more, to be honest with you. Justin Steele, Jesus Christ. Justin Steele has been pitching well recently. People are starting to know this kid. That worries me a little bit. And Watkins is dog shit. The line is so short still. I know the Orioles have been hot and the Cubs stink, but I don't know where your head's at with this. I mean, maybe the Cubs are weirdly favored more than I expected, but I feel like Justin Steele is better than his 4.13 ERA. I feel like I've seen this guy pitch way better, especially of late, which matters the most.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason that the line was so close to begin with is also because, I mean, the total, I think, opened 7.5 because the wind's blowing pretty hard in. But it makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. I just can't go into this and not take Justin Steele, especially like Spencer Watkins. Like, I've never seen a guy more due for a blow up start. His last couple of starts, I was looking at like StatCast numbers and stuff. This guy has allowed the most hard hit balls out of like all of his balls in play that I've ever seen. It was like, I had the numbers pulled up when I like had to talk about them. Like in his start against the Rangers, 14 of 21 were 90 plus. Start against the Twins, 11 of 15 were 90 plus. Like this that's not going to hold up much longer.
It can't.
Yeah, and the Cubs offense has not been fantastic or consistent by any means, but partially, I guess, due to guys in and out of the lineup. But I don't know. I feel like they can get it done today. I can't not take Justin Steele, even if it's through the first 5. I'm probably going to do something. I can't not do it. Justin Steele is going to show up today.
I mean, I'll be honest. Spencer Watkins, his numbers have been great.
They have.
And I hear everything you just said. Like he's due for regression, right? Like that's one of my favorite lines. Like he's been getting hit hard. He's probably got his xFIP or whatever his expected ERA and stuff are probably way higher than what he's been showing recently. But God, he's been pitching pretty fucking good recently. He's given up less than 3 runs. I mean, he's given up 1 run in each of his last 3 starts, and then the starts before that, he gave up 3 and 2. Like he's been pitching well.
Well, the thing is, like, you can only really look at his last 3 starts because before that he
was hurt, right? Or minors or some shit.
Well, yeah, he was hurt for a while, and before that, he wasn't really a guy that they would extend. Like all of his outings were 4-ish innings. So, I mean, you can really only look at the last couple of starts where he's been facing lineups that are not great by any means, especially. You know, the Twins in that stretch where they were really bad too and had guys out of that lineup. Trying to look and see. Yeah, they had a couple guys out of that lineup. It's just I can't trust them. I'm down to fade them. The Cubs are going to hit them hard just like everybody has. Justin Steele is good. I know it makes a lot of sense, but I'll be on him for sure.
Got to use the baseball brain too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, today overall is pretty disgusting. Not just for totals and sides, but there's a lot of top arms on the mound, a lot of low totals, which for me is like doomsday scenario. There's not many props that you can look at and say these are smash spots.
Yeah, and the All-Star game's coming up, so that definitely worries me a little bit with like.
Can you hear me, by the way? I just plugged in my mic. I was charging my laptop.
You hear me well? A little weird, but yeah.
Does it sound any better or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just different.
Okay. The All-Star game's coming up. I don't know where the motivation is for these guys. I don't know. Like, are some of these teams going to give a shit, especially on these teams that suck ass and where half their team's about to get moved? Like, do they even care? The motivation scares me around this time.
Yeah, so definitely a fair point.
Yeah,
definitely a fair point. We'll see how it kind of unfolds in the next week. It's already starting to look pretty fluky. I'm seeing from a lot of people that are on sides. That's kind of the narrative. But
I mean, I'm not betting.
Oh, kidding me? Of course not. No days off.
And I want to talk about the Angels for a second. Again, the Angels. They hate winning.
Yeah.
They hate it. They hate winning. Last night, why even waste my time turning the game back on when they come back? I knew what was going to happen. As soon as I turned it on, shit was chalked.
They hate winning. I don't understand it. They found another way to lose last night. They showed heart, and then it didn't matter. It really didn't matter.
Yeah, this is the only reason why I was okay with, or over here, I guess, okay with losing the game bet, because Kyle Tucker, electric, go ahead double for that fantasy score prop, which was huge.
Yeah, you guys needed that. That's good.
Massive.
That's good. I took a dude in my fucking Prize Picks nuke that just got taken out halfway through the game.
Yeah,
don't understand why he was up there. That was dumb. Should have gone with the other guy. What was his name?
That's
Josh
why.
White.
That's why I do not ever take guys in the 9 hole, because that is a threat to happen pretty much every single time.
Yeah. Why the hell was he out there? Why was he on Prize Picks?
Of course. Everybody was out there pretty much.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
So yesterday for props, it's pretty electric. It was good.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
We had that one with a pretty nice cash. Charlie Blackman hit a nuke, which was clutch. Our man Hassan Kim also in that game, freest cash of all time, led off the game with a double. So that was nice. A lot of winners. It was good.
And the Rockies won, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
They did.
Bro, the Rockies own the Padres at home. They own them.
Yeah, it's weird.
Canadian God. Should we nuke Jack Shore Saturday? Is that dude's actual name? What the? Let me know if that's actually that dude's nickname or some shit. I might have to just bet it.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi. Jack Shore. Yeah, that's actually his fucking name. That's wild. The Yankees last night. All the Yankees fans left in between the 8th and 9th inning, and they thought that shit was wrapped up. They all left the stadium. There was no one in there in the 9th. I guess they all had a busy day in the offices the next day up there in New York. Those city folk. They left the game. They were like, this shit's locked up. No way our random closer we picked up off the street that's been incredible. No way he regresses and has a bad closing outing. No chance, right? Well, the Reds, out of all teams, drop a 3-piece in the 9th. I mean, fucking awesome. And then Jonathan India. Unbelievable. I loved the end of that game. Talk about a game I was happy I turned on at the end. That would be one.
Yeah.
That would be one.
That was
electric.
Fantastic.
Absolutely electric.
I was really hoping our man Drury could have a little exclamation point at the end.
I take full blame for it. I was watching it and I looked over to my roommate and I was like, this dude, he's a cash cow. Against lefties, this dude absolutely rakes. And then he struck out and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. All right. Very secretly also took his fantasy score, which against Garrett Cole, super bold move, and he's still being pushed. So I mean, the guy just does not lose me money. He never does.
He's a cash cow.
Yeah.
He's a cash cow. Brewers or Twins? Brewers.
The game already started, I think, too.
Oh, it did start. Well, shit. Yeah, let me talk about the Orioles and their magic for a little bit. They deserve it. This is the first time the Orioles have been 500 since 2017. Think about that for a second. This is the first time in 4 years that the Orioles have been over 500. That is disgusting. It's good for baseball when this team is good. It's been a brutal last 5 years for the O's. Brutal. The Chris Davis shit, just them not having any money to spend and go out and get guys. Now they're right there. They're 44-44. I mean, the AL East is by far the best division of baseball. It's not even fucking close. They're going to pass the Blue Jays here soon. Although not today because the Blue Jays are about to win. But this team has something special. I'm telling you. Something special. They've won 20 of 29 games. Third best record in baseball since June 11th. Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous. And they're doing it with rando McGee's. They're doing it with people that unless you're a baseball hard-out, these are guys you don't know. You don't know their coach. You don't know their closer, even though he's going to the All-Star game. You don't know most of their starters. and they go out there every fucking day and they make plays happen. It's incredible. Now, are they getting some bounces going their way? Yes. Are they getting a little lucky? Is luck on their side? They got some angels in the outfield? Mm-hmm. They do. They sure as hell do. But you got to appreciate it. When the birds are winning games, baseball's better.
It is.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I will be fading them again today. Just out of principle. I'll be with you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, too, as much as I guess a lot of us hate it, I'm not a big fan of it either, but the wall has played a big part in some of their success their year. Moving it back helps them compete. They really, until this year, have really not been able to touch any other team in terms of having the bats to compete, having the pitchers to compete. And, I mean, it looks like it's helping.
It was a strategic move for sure. I mean, they knew what they were doing. They probably had this planned out for a little while. They know that when the Orioles come into or when the Yankees come into town, they can't keep up with them offensively. When the Red Sox come into town, they can't keep up with them offensively. The Rays, the Blue Jays, I mean, recently, the same. Can't keep up with them. So they said, you know what? We're going to try to beat you guys with defense. We're going to try to beat you guys on the mound. I don't know how they're doing it on the mound with all these randoms, but they are. They are. I do agree with you. I don't love moving the wall back. I don't love less runs. People don't want to see 1-0 games. Straight up, plain and simple. I don't love that for the sport. I don't love that for baseball, but I love it for the Orioles, I guess. It's working.
Yeah, and I know it's one of the pretty interesting, I don't know if you saw it, but one of the pretty interesting things I saw on MLB Network, I think it was a couple days ago. They're talking about, because I mean, what you would expect is a lot of those pretty low scoring 1-0, 2-1 games. But I mean, they've been swinging the bats recently, and one of the things I guess their analytics department has been working with the coaches on is working with the Orioles offense on bat control. So they're working to kind of intentionally shoot balls in the gap, line drives in the gap, rather than the current approach of let's go up there and go yard every time.
Wow.
So they're working specifically on shooting balls to gap, shooting them to holes in the outfield and the infield, whatever, which it's very, very Rays-esque. And I love it.
They are taking a page out of the Rays playbook, trying to be weirdos. That's a fact. I mean, it's smart, right? You can't go out and you can't buy sluggers, right? You can't go out and buy the best team. So you got to find different ways to win. You got to go against the grain. This is what your Rays have done for damn near a decade and a half.
Yeah.
It's worked. Why not? Why not copy? You get to watch the carbon copy, 30 times a year when you play this team. Might as well copy them. It's been working.
Yeah, and you can't beat them either. We had what was it? I think last year we owned them. We beat them like 17 or 18 out of 19 times or something, and they got the blueprint.
Yeah, maybe they were tired of getting stuffed in a locker by the Rays. They said enough is enough. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Is baseball turning into a copycat league?
Could be.
NFL is.
Could be.
We know NFL is. Gosh, we're so close to NFL, and we need it. We need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to like the Cubs a little bit more. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, it is Justin Steele versus Spencer Watkins at the end of the day. So, I mean, regardless of
what scares me.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how well the Orioles are hitting the line, it's not like the line doesn't make much of sense. But, I mean, I do like Justin Steele here. All I said, do you guys like the A's? I kind of do like the A's as well.
Oy, oy, oy.
Very, very low-key.
Oy, oy, oy. Blackburn on the road versus John Gray, who's been weirdly good recently.
Yeah.
Due for some regresh. We know Blackburn is an absolute dog on the road. The dude pitches so much better on the road than he does at home. Makes no sense. Recently an all-star.
Yeah, the A's offense, for some reason, they're like weirdly manufacturing a lot of runs right now. Like they're not just boom or bust. They've been shooting balls in the gap. They've been playing doing it all.
They've scored 22 runs over the last 2 days, if that's what you're talking about. But besides that, they don't score shit. But yes, the last 2 days they've been fucking. Maybe they love hitting in Texas.
Yeah, and I mean the A's plus 1.5 with the total that low too it's never an argument you're going to get from me on that.
Yeah. God, that total's low as shit. Holy fuck. That tells me Blackburn just pitches well today.
Yeah, I mean, Same with John Gray. I think John Gray, though, like they saw it, and yes, it wasn't exactly all the same lineup, but they saw him earlier this year, and the part that was key, like I'm not going to go out there and just say because he got lit up the first start, he's going to get lit up again, but they got a lot of, like, the highest number of hard contact that he's allowed all year. And the key thing when you see a pitcher really well is a lot of opposite field hitting, which they also did in that game. So I don't know. I don't know really what to expect from John Gray today, but I don't know. I'm probably not going to end up betting the A's, but
maybe
it'll be in the back of my head.
A little sprank. Would you look at this? The Angels are a favorite today against the Astros tonight on MLB Network. How about them apples? You see who's pitching though?
Yeah.
I
don't know if you can take anybody in this game.
This game is chalked for me. It's so beat.
Either you back Ohtani or you back a popular underdog.
It's so beat. This game is just it's a lose-lose for me. Because whatever I bet on, it's gonna be wrong. I mean, I lean Astros. I think my fade Shohei system just overrides fade the trendy dog. Honestly, I think it does. I need to like stack my fucking trends or like out of importance. You know,
I'm trying to think of ways that you can frame it. I mean, you can look at this like this if you're looking to find an Astros angle. It is Javier, which everybody was super trendy on for the last couple starts, and then he got blown up on the Royals or by the Royals.
Yeah, he did.
So everybody might be hopping off that train a little bit now. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to hear the stream.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I opened Twitter and saw quite a few Astros this morning.
Well, shit's caked.
But
that's
beats. I don't know.
Beats. I think the Rockies again are a live dog tonight against the Padres. Crazy, I know. But Joe Musgrove only being, I mean, it's getting steam, but he's minus 175 against the Rockies with how well he's been pitching.
Yeah.
And he has shown, I mean, he's shown a little bit of human in him over his last couple starts. He's given up some runs, but Chad Kuhl, he's been sneakily very good as well, generally.
Yeah, I mean,
I won't be playing this, but I'm saying just be careful, be wary of Joe Musgrove tonight is my point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Honestly, like, I know that these are two good pitchers, and it's probably the popular take, but I just don't know where all the offense is going to come from in this game to get 11 runs. Like, I know it's Coors, but a lot of these hitters don't see either of these pitchers in their pitch arsenals really well. So, I mean, I'm really not sure where the 11 runs are going to come from.
Okay. Yeah, and remember, it's in Coors, so people think there's going to be 7,000 runs just right off the bat.
Yeah,
it's still a baseball stadium.
It is, it is weirdly – I don't want to say weirdly because it is Coors, but, I mean, these are two very solid pitchers, and the total is high. I don't know. I don't know how to value it, but we'll see.
Well, let's talk about the game of the night because we have to. You know what I'm talking about?
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about 11-0 Tony Gonsolin. No way he loses to the Cardinals tonight, right? No chance.
No chance.
No chance. I mean, what a game that was last night. Finally hit an over. Finally hit a fucking over on the Cardinals. Let's fucking go. How about them apples?
That's like
We've done it.
That's probably your equivalent to fading the Yankees at this point.
Yeah, it was. It's been passing the time for me. Straight up. Finally hit it. Good to go. Now we can kick rocks and on to the next one. Let's find another crazy trend to fade.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Maybe it's fade Tony Gonsolin because he's 11-0. No way he fucking loses to the Cardinals. They can't hit, right? Their bats have been going. You know who's been hitting for them over the last week is Dickerson.
Yeah.
Dickerson. What a name. He's been raking for them. I took him in my DFS lineup last night. Dude balled. He had like 50 million points.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Cam, what do you think, bro? I know you're in the chat.
I mean, I can't back the Cards. I think we're taking Dodgers first five. Nail it. But
yeah.
I think that's the way to go in that game, if anything. But I honestly don't know if I'm gonna have a single side or total bet today, just because I hate everything. I hate everything today.
You hate it all?
Hate it all. other than the Cubs, I think I hate it all.
Well, welcome to fucking baseball in fucking July, man. Shit's whack. Red Sox Rays.
There's just no value angle in that game. Like, I'm not going to take Shane minus 200. I'm not going to take the Rays by 2 because they don't win by 2. It's a low total, so I mean, there's probably value on Red Sox plus 1.5 if anything. But like, obviously, I'm not taking that. But there's just no avenue for me in that game.
You think they made it unbettable a little bit?
They did. I mean, that's pretty much the case every single time with Shane on the mound. But yeah, not really sure.
I think that plus 1.5 is extremely live. I think this is a perfect spot for the plus 1.5. Team on the road, low total. I expect this game to be grossly low scoring. I don't think Winchowski's going to pitch bad. I don't know if he's going to pitch great, but I don't think he's going to pitch bad. He's been fine. The Rays offense doesn't scare me. They've been better recently, but they don't scare me. I like the plus 1.5 here on the road.
I would probably go with that too, but I mean, you know my rule. I can't really confidently give out a Rays bet until I have a pretty good idea who's going to be in the lineup or what the lineup's going to look like. And
who knows?
I just have a weird feeling that they're going to pull some random stuff out of their ass today. Like, we're going to see. It might be another day with somebody else other than Yandy at leadoff. That's I don't know. That could be something we see today.
I think Kevin Cash just puts everyone in a fucking box, everyone on his active roster, and just shakes it up and then pours it on the table, and then whatever the lineup comes out as, that's what they go with.
I mean, yeah, it's honestly like over the course of the season, it works. It puts guys in a lot of different spots. It helps guys find what's pretty comfortable. Because, I mean, if you notice, I guess most people don't notice, but once you get throughout the whole season, pretty much he has everybody at almost every spot in the lineup. And by the time we get to like playoff time, it's pretty set, and he has guys in spots where they've been most successful. So, I mean, it works out in the end. It's just hard to navigate throughout the course of a season, or hard to read throughout the season.
Yeah, I agree. Toronto is definitely going to be a play for the boy today.
True.
Has to be.
True.
Has to be. And I mean, there's some other just disgusting games I don't even know if I want to talk about today. Giolito Savali, and the total's only at 8.
Yeah,
you seen this?
Yeah, I think the line's a little short for Giolito too, even though he's been pretty good as recently. But so is Savali, weirdly. I don't know.
Are these guys starting to find their groove?
I'm just waiting for Savali. I love the paragraphs.
Holy smokes, that's hard.
That is hard. But yeah, I mean, Giolito up until that last start he's been pretty good his last couple of starts, and again, that's just like a weird pitching matchup that I want zero parts of.
Yeah, I think that total is weirdly low. I'll be honest with you. I mean, these guys, maybe they've been better in their last start or two, but I mean, these are two big names who, in my opinion, are going to figure it out. We know it's in there, and they've been ass. And I think people know that they're ass now, finally. So now I'm comfortable maybe taking this under. It's moved from 8.5 to 8. I think this is too low, and I think it's too low for a reason. I think we get a pitcher's duel from these two guys who have been struggling. That's my take there.
Fair enough.
We'll have to see. I mean, what blows, though, is that it's only going to take one of these two starters to blow up for that over to hit. And that's very, very possible. Very, very possible.
Certainly a possibility.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pivot. We're gonna bring my guy Matt on. Dead Prez Picks. Super stoked to have him on here. It's been a minute. Really, really excited to finally get him on and pick his brain a little bit. Let's bring him up. What's up, Matt?
What's up, boys? How you guys doing?
How we doing? Fresh hat, dude. Holy smokes.
Good. Yeah, I just picked it up last week. Had to bring it out for the show.
I'm talking about. You're giving Jovan a run for his money. The dude's got a new Rays hat on every single day. It's nuts.
I like that.
Real quick. So where can people find your content? I'm assuming that's your Twitter handle down there by your name.
Yeah. All through Twitter at Dead Press Picks, and then on OddsTricker's website, OddsTricker US. Usually do 4 to 5 articles a day. Usually a couple videos on YouTube and stuff. So That's where you can find everything.
Awesome.
And then on Twitter.
You and we had Slop on here a couple weeks ago. That dude's awesome as well. That's your guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I watched it. I saw you bring up the tattoo and everything. So
Had to. You gave me some good ammo.
Got everything out of him. Yep.
Definitely.
Awesome.
That dude, he takes the grimiest strikeout props I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't
takes
do
the worst
strikeout
pitchers
props.
over and they hit.
Yeah, no, he's good at them. I know. He'll tell me them every
He is.
morning. And, I never know what to expect, but as long as they win,
Hey, I said this all the time. Doesn't matter what bet you're taking. You just got to click the right button. There's
That's
two
it.
buttons
That's
on there.
exactly
You
it.
just got to click the right one. Straight up. That's our job. Awesome. Well, Matt, I wanted to ask you a couple things. So, I want to know how you initially got into this space, kind of. I mean, you're a young guy, right? Graduated from college a couple years ago, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
How did you end up, saying, fuck it, I'm just going to go into the gambling space full time, making content, writing articles, focusing on this?
Yeah. It was actually during college. So I think it was sophomore year of my college. So I'm 24 now. So I don't know what year that was. But it was when I was watching the game, Super Bowl with my buddies, Patriots, Rams, I think the game was. And my one friend was saying, this guy on Twitter is really good. So, a few beers later, we're like, hey, we could do the same thing. We make a Twitter. Kind of never thought it would be anything, to be honest, but just slowly kept going at it. It was actually really over COVID when it took off, just doing the weird leagues, the QBO, and the Russian ping pong and all that stupid stuff.
Sure.
That was kind of the spark for our account. Kind of went from like 3,000 followers up to 20 because no one really had anything to bet at that point. And then once normal sports came back that I actually knew what I was talking about, NBA, NHL, the bubble kind of time, that's when the account caught traction because I could actually, know what I was betting on. But there's other leagues,
Right.
kind of just an educated guess, but had to continue to bring content at that time. So that's kind of how the account started. I always wanted to get into sports writing, but once the sports gambling space opened, then it's just how much it's grown, even in the past few years. This thing's going to continue to take off. So kind of just took a shot on it, and it's worked out.
Definitely. It's 1,000% worked out, my man. You're killing it. You were huge before my page got any sort of traction. So I remember following you a couple years ago, taking some of your free bets. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job too. It's funny because before Trent's account took off, I had a few meetings with him and David and Nick and all those guys.
Yeah.
Trying to get where I could work with Book It, but some of my contract stuff prior kind of didn't allow it. But yeah, I mean, you guys are doing a great job too with the content that Book It's doing. Kind of a different angle, right? Like the fun side of sports betting, but then also like the educational side. So it's good to see accounts, like that taking off. But yeah, the space in itself, I just think, the sky's the limit, and it's just the beginning.
1,000%. And I try to bring a little more education to my stuff. Trent, definitely entertainment focused for sure. That dude just nukes bets left and right. Never know what's going on in that noggin of his, but he's actually been pretty hot recently. I
was going to say, I see him with a lot of bangs.
He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Little eater.
A lot of bangs from Trent on Twitter. He's been nuking Prize Picks and he's been hitting them. So he does his baseball too. He grew up playing baseball.
Right.
Did you grow up playing any sports?
Yeah. I actually played college baseball, but Division III. So I played at a small school, Cabrini University, which is right next to Villanova. So that's really how people know it because no one knows where Cabrini is. But yeah, I played there for 3 years. Through high school, I played basketball, football, and everything like that. But I played baseball through college.
Awesome. Are you a Philly guy still? Are you living in that area?
Yes. Yeah, I'm right outside of the city, like 20 minutes. Some like the suburbs of Philadelphia, but pretty close by. It's only like a 20-minute drive to get into the city.
Pats or Geno's? Or you got a third one? You got a third one? In the
I got John's Roast Pork. See, that's the thing. Those two are the tourist spots. They're good, but like those small places no one really talks about are the best. So if you're ever in Philly, it's John's Roast Pork.
John's Roast Pork.
They're my favorite. Yeah, they're my favorite. There's a lot of good ones, but if I had to pick between those two, I always go Geno's.
Okay,
that's
awesome, my man.
Noted.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta ask too. Where did you? I mean, I understand the name, right? Dead Press.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're referencing the dollar bills. Where'd you come up with it? What was the mindset there? I love it.
It actually wasn't me. So this started with actually four of us.
Okay.
So I forget which one of my friends. I can't think of who named it, but kind of just thought of the name. I ended up buying them out there for $50, so it was a good buy out there. So, but I can't take credit for the name. It was one of them came up with it.
Okay. Hell yeah, my man.
It does stick.
Awesome.
It works.
That's awesome. Are you you've been betting MLB, right? I know you've been doing KBO and stuff like that too.
Yes.
What would you say are like your top 3 favorite sports to bet?
Betting. So I like NFL and college, kind of interchangeable. College football, they're top. I'm a big. Honestly, MLB might be my least favorite sport to bet, just from the standpoint of it's such a long season. Like I've had success with it the last few years, but I mean, there's so many ups and downs. With it because it's 162 games and we pretty much bet 162 days. Right on. Well, actually more than that because some off days and stuff. So, it's a long season. I kind of like how football, it's once a week. You just get the games. Baseball can be more of a grind, but I would say baseball and football and basketball are at the top for me.
Yeah, I think we can agree. I mean, Jovan and I have been grinding baseball for sure, but we're extremely excited for football to get started here. Yeah. Jovan's been a big prop guy. I don't know if you dig into that stuff that much. Mm-hmm. But are there any plays, anything you're liking today on this slate? We were kind of talking back and forth how shitty the card is today.
It is.
Is there anything you like? Anything that sticks out to you?
I like the Cubs tonight, which I know that's not going to be a popular play because the Orioles are the hottest team in baseball, but kind of just think it's a weird line. So I took Cubs first 5 because I don't trust their bullpen at all. But I do like the Cubs in that game tonight. I like San Diego on their run line. I think they'll bounce back. I had the Rockies last night, but Musgrave's been shoving all year, so I like that spot. But like you guys said, it's not the best card. Wednesdays are weird because it's a lot of the early games, so I'm not a huge – like I like one early game. I hate when there's like 6. It's a lot going on at once, and then it's kind of – you don't have as much time to dive into all the games. So my strongest bet, though, tonight – is the Cubs on the first 5, which is a little scary for sure. But I'm going to trust the line.
I mean, Jovan, you want to give him your spiel on the Cubs today? We're already all over it.
Yeah, you don't have to give him a spiel. I mean, it's Justin Steele who's been really good recently. I mean, Spencer Watkins is due for regression, looking at pretty much any number you want. So I'm 100% with you. I already booked the first 5. The reason I didn't give it out is because it's moved from minus 130 to minus 150, 155 now.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, I love that look for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you guys are on the tip. Yeah, I mean, the Orioles have been a fun team to watch and bet, but you they're going to crash at some point. I don't think they can maintain the tear they're on. But gambling wise, I don't know the exact stats, but I got to guess they're top 5 team profit because they've been dogs a lot.
Number one by far.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
I would guess because a lot of games, right, they've been dogs, at least early in the year. I know as of late, it's kind of been back and forth because their schedule, but
Vegas is getting crushed.
Yeah.
They're getting crushed by the Orioles. I don't think they know how to set the lines. They don't even know how to cap.
It's a tough team to figure out.
And then you get today, we see the Cubs are weirdly favored by more than we probably expect.
Right.
I guess Vegas is saying enough is enough. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're trying to figure something out.
Yeah, they're changing it up. I mean, this is the best Orioles team I've seen since fucking Adam Jones and Markakis and those guys back in the day when Chris Davis could hit a baseball. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I was born in Baltimore. I'm a Nats fan though. I'm a DC sports guy.
Okay.
I moved from Baltimore when I was 3 to the Annapolis area, which is more closer to DC, I guess. So I'm a DC guy now, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for the O's. And I was at the game on this past Friday, and it was fucking packed, dude. It was packed. It was loud. People were cheering. The wave was going on for 6 innings. I was like, when is this shit gonna end? I'm fucking tired. My arms hurt. It's crazy. Something's brewing. In Baltimore.
That's good to hear.
But I'm with you, my man. I mean, I bet very contrarian. I'm trying to fade. I'm going to fade them until they lose or I have nothing. Straight up. That's just how it goes.
You got to trust the line there.
Got to trust the line. I'm a big bet the line, not the team type of guy. So the Cubs are definitely a look for me today. Curious on your take in this Houston Angels game. Did anything stick out to you there?
I don't know. The Angels they're a tough team. Last night I took them first 5 because, again, that line just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But Syndergaard kind of got touched up a little bit early.
Yeah.
If they're going to win, it's with Ohtani on the mound. Like, that's the only time I think at this point I feel comfortable. I don't know. Do you guys know if Trout, his status, because he got pulled last night? I'm
pretty sure he's not playing.
Yeah, so if he's out, I don't know. I just can't. Their lineup is brutal. Like, even when Trout's in it, it's such a fall off after that 4 or 5 spot. Walsh and Ward, they can kind of swing it, but then after that, I mean, it's pretty much auto outs. So I don't have enough trust. I don't have enough trust in the Angels at the moment.
Ward has been good at home. His numbers are really good at home. But I mean, the bottom 4 in this lineup, and Marsh is completely fallen off. Like this lineup is.
He got off I thought he was gonna be a big contributor.
He was great. He was great the first couple weeks of the season, and that goes to show you baseball. First couple weeks of the season doesn't mean shit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I mean, they were great, right? Like the Angels, they were sitting at the top.
Yeah.
And then I mean, they had obviously a crazy fall, but it's like they just continue now. They're on another big losing streak, so. Just a rough year for the Angels.
Did you hear the Mohawk story of Joe Madden?
Yes.
What happened with that? Ridiculous.
That was hilarious.
A rally Mohawk, and then they're like, "Yeah, actually, you're fired."
Yeah, you're fired. That's a great story. It's a good story, but yeah, I mean, I thought that might spark them. Like, as a Phillies fan, Girardi, once last year was over, I kind of thought they would fire him, but. Sometimes it works. Like the Blue Jays just did it with Montoya today. I guess sometimes it's just kind of a different energy in the locker room too. It's worked for the Phillies. Obviously hasn't for the Angels, but I don't know. It's tough because I'm obviously a big Mike Trout fan. He's from this area, so rooting him on. But it's tough. You keep staying there, and I think they just keep getting worse.
Yeah, I'm with you. So let's talk your poverty sports teams for a second. As a DC sports fan, I'd love to go back and forth for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
What's the deal with Harper? Is he coming back soon? Also, people forget when he said, "I want to bring a title back to DC," and then the Nats won. You think that stung him a little bit?
I did. I found humor in that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be back at the end of August, early September.
Okay.
So he'll be back, but it's going to be tough, I think, for them to stay kind of in that wild card spot if they can stay within a few games until he's back. But the St. Louis series, like they started 2-0 there and then ended up splitting, which brought them back to even in the wild card. So I don't know. It's going to be tough, I think, for them to stay afloat unless they go out and get a guy at the deadline, another outfielder, because they don't have anyone who could play center field. They've kind of tried 3 or 4 guys this year. I gotta imagine they're going to be aggressive though at the deadline, trying to add another bat at least until he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, you guys just have the Nats leftovers rolling right now. You got Schwarber carrying the team. That dude is absolutely electric, man. What he did last year in DC and then what he did in Philly this year in June. I mean, unbelievable. Back-to-back months, 2 consecutive years with insane home runs. I mean, the fact that his home run total was set at 31.5 this year is so disrespectful to him. He must have seen that. I mean, these players, like, they're aware of this shit. They know what's good. They know what's going on by now. He was probably like, "Fuck this. This is dumb as hell. I'm about to hit 40 nukes in the first."
I was gonna say he might hit like 55 this year. The way he's playing. I mean, I'm sure he'll slow down because like you said, June he was just cracked out. But he might come. He'll come back to earth a little. But I think he'll end with like 40, 45 with relative ease. I mean, it's a park too that favors the power, especially from the left side. So it's good to see what he's been able to do. But I don't know, over time with the Phillies, it's definitely tough without Harper in the lineup. So they're gonna need him to get back as soon as possible. But also Gene Segura will be back, which will be a big addition for them as well. I think he's one of their best pure hitters on the team. So I'm somewhat optimistic. At least I don't have to be a Nat.
Dude, we just had bases loaded and obviously didn't score because we're a fucking joke.
Well, they had one of the crazier, I don't want to say downfalls, but like for teams that won a World Series to just where they are now in like that short span of a time. Obviously, moving on from Turner, and I know the Rendon might have been a good move because he doesn't play anymore. But
Strass, bro, Strass fucked us.
He big contract, and it's hard because I mean I guess he deserved the money in a way. He won your World Series, but a lot of money that goes into.
I mean, we went all in. We went all in to win it that year.
Extremely
happy we did. Right? It's we're talking about the Nationals here. We're not talking about the Phillies. We're not talking about the Dodgers or the Yankees. Historically good baseball teams, right? We're talking about the Washington Nationals, who've been dog shit, relatively, and they're a new franchise, nothing special. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. Like we had no business winning that World Series. We were not the best team. We were just the hottest team. We could have beaten anyone that year, straight up. Got hot.
What was the game against the Brewers when Trent Grisham?
Yeah, and then they released him.
Yeah, right. But I remember I had the Nats that game, and that's like when I first really started betting, and I felt like the luck because it was off Hader too, right? Soto off Hader. Like the odds of that were just slim.
What's Juan Soto?
As good as Soto is, yeah. But Hader, you know what I mean? Left on left with Hader, and then the Bucks. So I mean, it was luck though. And any time you win a championship, you need a little luck involved. But
every single time. I mean, you guys know that in Philly.
Yeah,
you know,
we had a lot with the Super Bowl.
Philly special.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing the chirps? I'm sure you have the Jalen Hurts chirps. Have you been hearing this? How he's struggling a little bit in camp.
Yes,
and what's your take on him and the Eagles?
I'm not a huge Hurts guy. I mean, I think that they had a really good offseason. I think they added a few really good pieces. I was happy, obviously, about the A.J. Brown deal. I think it'll be hard for him not to succeed, though, this year because they have a great line. Now you have two legit receivers with Brown and Smith, but I think he's pretty limited in what he can do. More of a game manager than he's going to win you games. So I don't know. The division's fairly weak. I'm not high on Dallas, obviously. Now the Commanders you guys got to deal with Wentz, so I'll let you deal with that this year and see how that goes.
I mean, I know you're extremely biased, and so am I. But what are we thinking about Carson Wentz? I mean, you've seen him more than I have. Do you think he's going to have the fire in his belly to beat the team that didn't give him a chance, or is it just Carson Wentz is a mental midget and he's going to be terrible?
Talent-wise, I think it's always been there. So, I was a big when they traded Wentz initially. I didn't like the move, and then I saw how he played last year in Indy, and I guess I was wrong there. But yeah, he still has that potential to be like a top-tier quarterback. It's just mentally he's. Like you said, he's a mental midget. Some of guys when they come to Philly, Ben Simmons, Foltz, Wentz. We've had a lot of mental midgets here the last week.
I mean, maybe they're not used to the fans chirping.
I was going to say,
Philly fans are pretty real. You guys are pretty real, so maybe they're softies,
right?
Yeah.
But talent-wise, yes, I think it's there. So I think the division completely up for grabs. Like I think Dallas got worse in the offseason. So honestly, I think anyone outside of New York has a chance to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the talent surrounding Hurts? About how that's kind of progressed throughout the whole offseason here?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think the AJ Brown move was huge for him to get. I think Devontae's gonna be really good, but now you get a established one. And the other thing with AJ is I didn't realize how young he was. He still obviously has a lot of time in his career to be here. So I think they did a really good job there. Defensively, they finally added a linebacker in Reddick, which is huge. Cornerback Bradbury, who was the guy I think was a pretty big pickup there. I think defensively they got a lot better as well. So, like I said, I think they'll win 10 games this year, maybe 11, and hopefully win the division.
Yeah.
The AJ Brown move.
Yeah.
That one was a head scratcher for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because of what the direction your team is going. If you're going to stick with Hurts, I feel like going out paying for a receiver it makes a little less sense than some other stuff they could do, like maybe beef up the line or go out and get it back. I mean, you guys have four. You're doing the same shit we're doing, kind of where you got four different running backs and you're going to give them all a shot. I mean, I think Miles Sanders came out and said, "Don't draft me in fantasy football this year."
Yeah, he did,
because he knows that everyone's about to get the rock, which I think is smart. It is, but I was shocked to see you guys go out and get a big receiver, and I guess it is the type of receiver that you want for a guy like Hurts, right? You don't want Dotson, who we just drafted, a small little dude who's going to be a hard-ass target to hit in the hands. You got a big guy, you got a big target for Hurts, but I was shocked to see. I mean, I'm scared because we don't have anyone who's going to fucking cover that guy. I don't know what we're going to do, but I thought it was a weird direction. But I don't know. Your coach is a big football guy.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah.
When I saw they traded the pick, I was upset because it was a first-round pick, and he's watching draft someone. And then obviously when that got reported, I was happy about it. So I think it'll be a good move, but time will tell on it.
Yeah.
And Shelly in chat, bro, I'm a huge Dotson. I'm rooting for Dotson, bro. I'm rooting for him. I'm just saying that's not the kind of receiver that he would need. Carson Wentz might struggle hitting him too. That dude's small as shit. Yeah. Apparently he's got good hands.
Wentz struggles to get targets. Yeah, no matter how big you are.
Yeah, Wentz is. I'm gonna hate him at the end of this year.
You will. You'll have like a love-hate, because at times, but then when it matters, you'll he'll do something good for you, but you're gonna hate him more than you're gonna love him.
Do you know who we play week 1?
Is it us?
We play the Jags. We play the Jags, who own him.
Yeah, they have his number.
We're
that's what I mean, though. That game last year, that just can't happen. And I know their defense kind of got torn up. The Colts gave up a lot of points and stuff. But
that was on Wentz, bro. You got to go out there and win this damn game.
Yeah, he came out 2 picks, and I don't know. That's what I mean, though. That's the stuff he'll do that just makes you scratch your head.
Boy. To say the least, bro. Holy smokes. I mean, I obviously have a ticket on the Commanders to win the division. Non-biased, of course. Not completely biased, but
of course.
I think. I mean, it's wide open.
It is. Honestly, I think the Giants are the one team. I would be shocked if they won the division. But other than that, I think it's pretty much wide open. I guess Dallas would be still kind of considered the favorite, but anyone can do it.
We'll see. We'll see week 1. Week 1 with Dallas.
It's right around the corner, right? Only a few more weeks till we're back.
Yeah, I think that week one game, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bucs fan, but I think that week 1 game is going to tell us a lot about the Cowboys this season.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Great game.
I don't know I don't know how they're going to be this year. They never really scare me, the Cowboys. At the end of the day, because when it matters.
None of the teams in our division scare any of us because it's been so back and forth. A new team wins every year. We all just beat up on each other. We're all just equally shitty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Straight up. We used to be the best division.
Yeah.
And now we're one of the most average divisions. I'm not gonna say worst, but
we're very right now for sure.
Consistently inconsistent with who's winning and who's good. It's just a shit show. Everyone's got good and bad in this division. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not scared of the Cowboys one bit. It's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
That's all.
Jerry Jones at the helm. The fuck are they gonna do?
Right. Not much.
Any leans on that first football game of the season? I can't keep my eyes off of it. We get the Super Bowl defending champs playing. It's always been a system play for me to fade the Super Bowl winner. But I will say, people seem to be all over the Bills with futures, with Josh Allen MVP, and even in this game, I mean, it's early as shit, but 80% of the handle is on the Bills already against the defending Super Bowl champions. So my brain's kind of going back and forth. I'm like, do I want to stick with the system and fade the reigning champs, or do I want to fade the public in the first football game of the season, which has always been profitable? I mean, give me a break. The books are so excited for this.
What's the line at right now? Is it still –
It's bouncing -1 either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
get both.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to pass up on the Rams at home at plus money, especially if, kind of like you're saying, I don't know, primetime football, I tend to kind of always fade the public because that's something that I've just found is extremely profitable, if you do it throughout a season, obviously. But, yeah, that first game, I don't know, it's going to be a good one. I would probably take the Rams at home with plus money. I think they're both going to – it could be the Super Bowl matchup when the time comes. I think they're both going to be up there all season.
What do you think, Jovan?
I mean, if you're asking me, I think the Bucs are making it out of the NFC, not just because I'm a fan, but realistically, I don't think the NFL is going to allow Tom Brady to come back after his retirement and not at least make
not to the Super Bowl.
Bro, Tom Brady is so dramatic, man, and he's the guy. Don't get me wrong, but like
That whole thing was so funny.
the whole retire
knew it was coming, too.
Oh, I
unretire
know.
trick.
Yeah.
Break.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really ever thought he was gone.
Now what we need is Gronk to unretire for like the
Well, that's
seventh
the thing.
time.
Gronk might do the same.
Yeah, he claimed. He said something
They
the other
keep
day.
asking him.
He was like,
asking
I'm not unretiring this time. He said,
Yeah, he seems like he's not, but I bet you he gets him out, when they need him down the stretch of the season.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got the feeling that he was gone for good because the Bucs drafted 3 tight ends this year before he made that announcement. So
Yeah.
I was kind of mentally
Something was up, right? Yeah.
something was definitely up. But
Don't need that many tight ends.
yeah, we'll see.
Damn, the Commanders and the Eagles are both -4 against shitty teams week
Well, I
one.
saw that. Yeah,
What
we
could go wrong.
in
What could go
Detroit.
wrong?
I don't like that. Yeah, I think somehow Detroit covers that.
I don't like the Jags. The Jags own Carson Wentz in his career. We saw it again last year at the end of the season. I think the Jags cover with ease.
Is it in Jacksonville too?
No, it's in Maryland. I can't even say it's in DC. It's in Maryland.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So that's
I'll be at the game. I mean, I'm not going to fade my team week one. I mean, are you kidding me? But I'll tell you right now, the Jags are the play. +4. They're probably going to win outright. It's the Commanders. Give me a break.
I would go with both dogs there. I definitely wouldn't take the Eagles week one. Laying 4.5.
Are you a bet on your own team guy? Or are you you have enough invested already?
I fade the Phillies all the time because, like I said, baseball. Because if they lose a baseball game in June, it's not going to really hurt. Once the playoffs get the Sixers this year, I was definitely a little biased in the playoffs, and it burned me at times. It worked too, right? Like the Toronto series, they were kind of undervalued a lot, so it had its peaks and valleys, but. Definitely, I don't think I get a bias until the playoffs because regular season to me just doesn't, especially a sport like football, baseball, or hockey because it's such a long year, and basketball regular season. I try to not bet against the Eagles because it kind of just feels like a sin, but at the end of the day, I'd rather make money, so I'll do it.
Money's green, but then you feel like a dingbot when you fade your team and then they win.
Especially when exactly.
Awesome. Well, I can't say I'm wishing your teams good luck, but I know that's in good fun.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens with both of our teams. I think we've got 2 of the most interesting teams going into the season. I don't think people know what's going to happen with one of us. I think one of us, Eagles or Commanders, I think one of the teams is going to be worse than we all expect, and one of them is going to be better than we all expect.
Yeah.
Very inconsistent. I think it could be either way. It could be boom or bust. I mean, RG3 came out and said the Commanders are a sleeper for the Super Bowl, and we know what that guy thinks about our organization. He wrote a book about how much we fucked over his career. Wrote a whole book about it. So that means something. We'll have to see. And the Eagles are good. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see, my man. Maybe we'll have to go to a Commanders-Eagles game coming up here. We're not too far away.
Yeah,
not too far away.
We'll make it happen.
Matt, I appreciate it, my man. We do have to cut it off and pass it off to my man Trent. He's got his show coming on. But guys, give my man Matt a follow. That is his Twitter handle. And I appreciate you coming on, my man. Very knowledgeable. We'll have to run this back again, especially when football is coming up. All right.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me on. Yeah, love to come back anytime and keep it up.
Yes, sir. Good luck on the bets today. Unless you're fading the Nats.
You too, boys. Yeah.
All right, brother. Go Cubs, right? Go Cubs.
Yep. Go Cubs.
All right, brother. Jovan, a pleasure, my man. I appreciate it. Let's go Cubs. The card today stinks, but winners are out there. We just got to find the right buttons and click them. All right, my man? Let's get after it. Let me know. Give me the milk when it's ready. I don't want to rush the milk.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not going to be too much today, so don't get excited.
Okay, I won't get too excited. I'll get a little excited.
Plus, I mean, some of them might be Yankees, so,
Jovan. All right, brother. I appreciate it, my man.